Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Yes. My name is Midnight Mike. Gretch is over there on screen.
I am. I'm all the way over here.
I look extremely orange today. I think my lights changed or something. Something happened.
Is there a nuclear explosion going off outside your window?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there a false flag dirty bomb?
There could have been an explosion out there, but I'm wearing noise-canceling headphones, so I wouldn't have known. Maybe I'll know once my hair starts falling out from the radiation.
When your hair catches fire, you'll know.
And Joe's over there, too.
Hi. Patiently waiting. Hi. Actually, fairly on time.
Fairly on time. We are streaming on Twitch. We might be on D Live. I don't know. It's possible. And I believe we're over there on the No Agenda stream. If you're listening on No Agenda, welcome. This is the Our Big Dumb Mouth podcast. You've listened to the best podcast in the world. Now try the rest, okay? If you're listening to this now, congratulations. This is the end of the road for you. This is the last podcast you ever need to listen to.
Okay.
This is it, guys.
Yes. Fact check false.
Possibly. We need to get independent fact checkers on that one. It is Saturday, and we like to have a lot of fun on Saturdays. And there's no better way to start off this Saturday than with a little MicroSong. All right, Joe? A little MicroSong.
Can't beat it. No, that's where we want to be.
These are songs that I write, I produce. They're short, condensed songs that really strike at the heart of the moment to convey the emotion that I'm feeling as that it's applied to the entire world. So these are just songs not for me, they're for the world. So here we go. This is my latest MicroSong. It's called Sensitive Man. All right? Sensitive Man. Here we go.
Sensitive man, why you always crying? Why you always sighing? Motherfuckers dying. Sensitive man.
Here we go. Sensitive Man.
I mean, Grammy after Grammy over here.
It's just, I continue to innovate the musical landscape, and when I release these on TikTok, I'm going to dominate the TikTok music billboards, if that's a thing over there. I'm going to trend, and I'm going to be a 45-year-old rock star by the end of 2023. Yes, I will be. Can you imagine, Joe? All my life, I wanted to have like a successful music career, and I wanted to produce great music. And then if my MicroSongs go viral on TikTok, it'll be basically at the end of my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how Van Gogh only became a famous and respected artist after he cut off his ear and died. I think that's my next step.
Yep. Get them ears lopped off.
Well, I tell you what, people will be cutting off their own ears once they hear my MicroSongs. Yes, they will.
Stupid.
All right. Well,
I think you should have said sigh and then cry.
You think so? You think I should
Switch it up?
Why you always sighing? Why you always crying?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers dying. Sensitive man.
Yeah. I think sighing, you got to boost it. Because you're going sighing, crying, dying. It's like next level.
Well, okay. You know what? I could switch them around. I can definitely do a remix of this, and I will take that into account. And in fact, the last criticism you gave me about like how it wasn't mixed too well, I actually went back to the drawing board on that, remixed it, and I put it at the end of the last show. So I do take your criticism to heart. I know you're a big fan of music. You listen to a lot of music, so when you tell me something, I listen.
Oh, boy. I missed that. I didn't listen to the end.
That's all right. I do appreciate people's criticisms on these songs, so I will listen and tweak as we go along. All right. Well, let's move on. I have some paranormal stuff for everyone. Some stuff that I think everyone out there needs to know about. We're coming to the end of October, and so my coverage of paranormal topics will be less frequent. I'll still cover cryptids and UFOs and things like that as I always do, but when it comes to spooks, specters, and ghouls, maybe not as frequently. Well, I've been watching my favorite channel. That's the Discovery Plus channel on Amazon. They have a wide variety of shows that I can indulge in. Last week I covered the Ghost Brothers. They were phenomenal. 3 guys.
Did you reach out to them?
I found out that they are on Twitter. I started following them, hoping to direct message them. I couldn't direct message them because they're not following me. But I believe their show continues on through DirecTV. So I think they're still doing the show. And so I haven't found an email for them. I just found like their Twitter, and they only have 2,000 followers. So I think they're attainable to get on the show. But they haven't gotten back to me yet. So I'll see if I can get a tweet campaign going so they can follow me so I can direct message them. But another show that I've been watching that I think is pretty entertaining, it is a show that stars the Osbourne family. You know the Osbournes? Yes, Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, and hosted by Jack, the son of Ozzy. So the premise of this show is Jack, who by all accounts seems like a pretty good guy. He likes UFOs, ghosts, and all that kind of stuff. He sits his parents down and shows them weird videos, and then he gets their opinions on what they're seeing. So in this clip, and I can't play. I can't play the actual show clip video because of the content, the DMCA software built into certain browsers and OBS. I haven't figured out how to get around that yet. But in this clip, Ozzy is watching a clip of this paranormal activity going on at this restaurant called the Moon River Brewery in Savannah, Georgia. It's a long and storied history of this old tavern that has had a lot of murders, a lot of deceit and mayhem take place at this establishment. And in the clip, they are watching a family sit down at this restaurant, and then a salt shaker starts to move on its own. So here is a little audio of Ozzy Osbourne and the rest of his family looking at paranormal things.
This one comes from the Moon River Brewery. It was November of 2020 in Savannah, Georgia.
What is it, a ghost or alien?
This is a family dinner that gets uninvited guest at the dinner table with
Lovely.
Ghost.
Well, let's see.
Let's take a look.
Stand it back up, Tanya.
They're in a restaurant.
Yes. A restaurant with a reputation for hauntings. Keep an eye on the salt and pepper shaker on the table.
What the fuck is that?
Shall we look again?
I mean, we are in the most haunted place in America.
Did you just see that? What was it? It's been doing this and it's freaking us out.
Or I think it's something attached to that lady's hand on the right. Because when she went like that and cleared the table,
it comes down with a force.
But the woman on the left just put it back up.
So as you can tell, Sharon Osbourne seems a little bit more grounded in the non-paranormal reality. She's not willing to indulge in ghouls or ghosts. Ozzy seems to be pretty indulgent and willing to consider that there is the unseen out there acting in our reality. He's willing to at least entertain these crazy notions. And there's a pretty interesting history at this Moon River Brewery where back in the 1800s, there was an altercation. Someone was shot in the basement. Someone was murdered on the main floor. Then on the second floor, another murder happened. So like on every level of this establishment, there's been murder and mayhem. And those spirits continue to haunt the property. In this next little clip right here, they kind of just expand upon what they just saw. And I just like listening to Ozzy Osbourne talk. I like the fact that he's pretty blunt. He curses a lot. And as probably one of the most influential musical icons ever, hear him talk about paranormal stuff, I I like it. It's funny.
So thoughts?
What's interesting about it is how forcefully it doesn't just go. It goes.
Yeah.
It's got some force behind it.
Do you guys want a bit of back info on this location?
Yeah.
All right, so this place has a number of hauntings, and ghost hunters believe people who died here during the city's yellow fever outbreak in 1876 haunt the Moon River because the building was used as a makeshift hospital during the epidemic. The building is claimed to be haunted by a lady in white, as well as a spirit named James Stark, a gambler who was killed in an altercation in 1832. Shut up, dog. We're fucking filming a TV show.
No, I think there's something attached to that lady's hand.
So you're calling bullshit?
Well, not knowing them. Yeah.
No, but it comes down bang.
Yeah. It doesn't like...
It doesn't go clunk. It comes down with a force.
Exactly.
There you go. He's always talking about bang, this, boom, bow. And throughout this, there's a lot of Ozzy mumbling and saying, fucking hell. I love it. I have like...
Fucking hell, I was going to try and get it out to the show.
Can't really understand him that much. And then he says this.
So Daddy's doing these fucking... You better get down.
It's just...
Yeah.
It's
First
such a
day, whatever the hell that was.
And then he says this.
Where's Mom? Where's Mom?
That's where's Mom? That's not unlike what Biden says.
Mom, is she here?
It's weird. So you have two elderly people asking where the hell Mom is.
By the way, where's Mom?
It's no coincidence there.
Where's Mom?
There we go. And just one last clip from the Osbournes. Not only do they look at ghouls and ghosts and paranormal activity, they also get involved with the aliens and UFOs. In this clip, Jack Osbourne, and I have the video clip I'll put up on screen here. Jack Osbourne is showing his parents this Ring video camera of these lights that are darting around and are moving in a weird way. You know, it's black and white Ring footage. It's not the best. I don't think it's the best footage of UFOs or anything. I think it's actually fairly explainable from the way they move. But here we go. This is Ozzy Osbourne talking about it.
All right, how about some UFO stuff?
Yes.
This next clip was captured on a doorbell camera in Devon, England, and many people believe it to be an alien. It's odd at first, but when you kind of watch the clip a few times, to me it becomes even more confusing.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like this. Look at it.
It's a camera.
What do you mean it's the camera?
It's not UFOs. It's a fucking camera glitch.
That's a pretty unique glitch. They're flying in perfect unison. How could that be a camera glitch? This phenomenon has actually been captured by numerous cameras. What do we think?
It's not fucking out.
You think it's like some kind of glitch?
I think it's a glitch with the camera. I could say double exposure, but that's just a metaphoric statement.
What do we think?
Fireflies.
Fireflies flying in unison? What are they, aerial acrobat fireflies?
Well, they're little aliens if they're aliens,
Yeah,
Jack.
they
Look at them to size of the car.
I know,
That's
they
why
think...
you can't see them. They're that small. You can't see them. They must be this big.
I think
We come in peace.
they are the alien version of the Red Arrows. So they come to Earth and they do like these cool aerial
Formations and-
like
yeah.
the Blue Angels.
Give him some money for a new fucking camera. That's what this bloke needs.
Stop using bad language. You're a television celebrity.
So there you go. And it does look like a camera flare. Like there's a light shining into the camera, and it just looks like a product of the camera. There's no UFO, nothing like that at all. So I think Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon nailed it, and Jack didn't want to buy in. So
Yeah, I think those sleepscapes that people listen to fall asleep, like water running and stuff like that. I think Ozzy Osbourne mumbling might be a good one.
that might
too.
be it. Like was it ASRM or something like that?
ASMR, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would buy that. You'd have to buy. You have to get like a whole collection, like 5 hours of Ozzy mumbling and talking, and then
has he ever released an audiobook? Because isn't that what that would be?
Oh, good question. I don't know that he has.
You should narrate a nature documentary.
He should narrate everything. He should do the next presidential debate, or he should do everything.
And he should swear too while he's doing it. Keep the swears.
We can't understand his questions.
So he did his own version of the no, he didn't. Never mind. Damn it. So his book, I Am Ozzy, is read by somebody else. That's not clear. Thanks.
No, that's not fun. You don't want that.
I don't want that. Why he has to your point, such a distinctive voice. Why would I get the audiobook version of the Ozzy Osbourne autobiography, and not have it read by Ozzy Osbourne?
Same thing happened with John McCain. John McCain had a book come out. He only did the preface of the audiobook, and then he had somebody else read the rest of the book. And that's where I got this from.
I had always kept my composure.
He didn't want to read the entire thing.
Well,
yes,
he has a busy schedule of planning to kill millions of people. So
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Bill Clinton, he reads his own audiobook. Same with Hillary. Maybe there's some sort of
in fact, Bill Clinton, they asked him to stop coming back in, and he kept showing up to tell his hot dog story.
I want to read a different book. I want to read everyone's book.
Give me that book over there. Read that book.
By God, I enjoyed it.
Could you emote a little bit more, Senator McCain?
Some things didn't work out the way I hoped they would.
I know, McCain.
Like when you smashed a plane into the forest hole?
Yeah.
Not always, but often.
Another notable book reading that didn't go well. Artie Lang, a comedian and former host of the Howard Stern show, co-host. He put out a book called Too Fat to Fish. He got like halfway through reading the audiobook and then gave up. And then he hired one of his comedian friends, the Reverend Bob Levy, to come in. And this guy can't read. Like literally, he cannot read. He reads worse than I do when it comes to audiobooks. And it's just horrible. So when you go to buy Artie Lang's book, you get Bob Levy, and it just sounds horrible. So let's see. Audio book, Bob.
Does Artie Lang talk about his nose in that book? Because that's
no, he shouldn't. That came after. Let's see here.
Did his nose fall off or something? Wasn't that the thing?
That's what happens when you snort heroin and cocaine. It just I think the bridge between the bridge of the nose, it just collapsed in on itself. And he basically has a flat nose, like a nose you'd see like on a stuffed animal. He has that kind of nose. He's still got a nose.
He's got a nose like a ramrod.
Yeah. There it is. You put it up on screen. He's got no nose left. It's ridiculous what's going on with Artie Lang. So, okay, let's move on. I got a few more stories I want to tell everyone about before we do some other things. Let's move on, please. Yes. To continue on with paranormal things and whatnot, there is a pretty famous paranormal poltergeist case. I believe it was when I learned about this from Unsolved Mysteries growing up. This was a big one because there's pictures, there are many reports, there's investigative journalists and parapsychologists that went out to this house to investigate, and it was very well researched. And 45 years on, it is still a mystery. This is the Enfield Poltergeist photographer remains perplexed 45 years on. And so there's a famous photograph of this incident. So I'll read down the story for anybody who doesn't know about this incident. So Graham Morse was the man who captured photographic evidence during the infamous poltergeist case. There are a few paranormal cases as widely debated as the Enfield Poltergeist, a spat of chilling paranormal incidents that occurred from 1977 to 1979 at the home of mother of four Peggy Hodson in Enfield, London. Over the course of 18 months, the unexplained disturbances occurring at the house escalated from items of furniture being shaken to objects being thrown around, loud knocking sounds, and most terrifying of all, the alleged possession of an 11-year-old girl, Janet, one of Hodgson's 4 children. Several people, including multiple police officers, witnessed these events. A notable researcher, Maurice Grouse, from the Society of Physical Research, it's weird. I guess it's psychal research, spent significant amounts of time observing and recording poltergeist activity at the house. Photographer Graham Morse was also tasked with capturing photographic evidence of the phenomena. Quote, this call came in from the family. They were spooked out by the whole thing, Morse told the Metro. I went in, I saw things happen, and it convinced me there was something happening in the house. So I stayed on, and I was there for months after that. I was convinced that something was happening. And then I stayed on night after night, and all sorts of things started to happen. Chairs moved, cupboards opened, drawers opened, beds turned, all sorts of things. So it convinced me there was something happening. I was so convinced that something was happening in the house, and I was convinced that the children or no one was behind it. No one was doing it. Unlike many, however, by the time he left the house for the final time, he did not believe that these occurrences were even the work of a ghost. Instead, he attributed them to something purely scientific, but admits that even today, 45 years on, he still cannot explain what took place. One day, we'll find out, he added. So there's The Conjuring, I believe, is based on this episode, or The Conjuring 2. And so there is a BBC special on this. I'll play just a little bit.
There was a whole mini-series on this about 10 years ago.
Yeah. It's pretty significant. I think I remember some of these photographs. Maybe you can find a few, Cratchit, and put them up on screen while I play this audio. There are photographs from these events. What's that, Cratchit?
Got some up.
Okay, cool. So the one you have up on screen, it looks like a girl jumping off the bed, and another girl looks like she's terrified, like sitting up in bed. I'm not sure how to describe that other than exactly the way I did. I'm not sure if there's any paranormal thing going on there other than they might be ruining their bed frames by jumping up and down the bed. You got to be careful. You're going to hurt your bed doing that. Let's see. I'll see if I can play a little bit of this BBC documentary on this.
These teenage sisters believe they're haunted by a poltergeist.
They're alternate up.
I was going. The same question as I asked earlier. How many voices are there?
600.
600 the voices.
I know the joke.
How many really are there, Margaret?
I think so far we've had 10 sensible voices, but the rest of the names are absolute rubbish.
Okay, it's a creepy voice for a kid to do, but you're just talking like this. You're going around talking like this all the time. I mean, it's creepy, but you can come up with a better voice if you're trying. I want to hear more of these kids talk.
How does it feel to be haunted by a poltergeist?
It's not haunted. Shut up.
Why isn't it haunted?
I don't know.
Does it frighten you, the things that happen here?
Oh, well, it did first, but now I've got more used to it. And you learn to accept the things that happen. It slung covered it, Mum. My idiot Mum. Slung a bookshelf at Margaret.
Have you tried telling it to go away?
Yes, many times. No, nothing.
And what does it reply?
No, it won't. It'll stay another 6-7 years.
These kids are a bore. They're not being...
What did she say there? It's been doing it for 16 years. What did she say?
Oh, I'll rewind there. I'll rewind it.
Slung a bookshelf at Margaret.
Have you tried telling it to go away?
Yes,
Yeah,
many
no
times.
answer, nothing.
And what does it reply?
No, it won't. It's staying another 6-7 years.
He said 7 years. 6-7 years is what they said. Then they this is like there's like a little boy and a little girl. They're not like super little. I would say I put them like right around 10 to 14 years of age when they're doing this talk.
Shall we try and speak to him? No. We'll see if he'll speak to us.
Yeah, speak.
Yeah.
Is anybody there?
Hello.
Hello.
No.
Who's there?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Talk. Come on.
Just riveting audio.
Hello.
And it's a bit of a bore. Like this kid just can't perform on cue. Doesn't he realize there's cameras are on here? We're wasting daylight. We're burning film here, kid. This isn't cheap video. You know, they had the
drove all the way up from London for this.
Yeah.
Dance, monkey.
Punch it up a little bit. I'd like to. I'll see if there's any interviews with these kids. Well, not kids anymore. At this point, adults. Like they grew up. They had
this is in the late 70s, right?
Yeah, they had this paranormal experience when they were in their early teens. You know, maybe they grown up to adults, and they could look back at it as like, we were just fabricating it at the time for attention, or no, genuinely something was very goofy. I can't explain what was going on. Maybe they would say that. So, but a lot of movies have been made about this. A lot of specials. Very fascinating stuff. So, we will move on, please. The last picture you posted, Gretchen, was a bed flipped upside down, like these beds are just being rolled.
Yeah, and so apparently that was one of the biggest types of activity in the house was related to heavy pieces of furniture being moved that most likely could not be moved by these two young girls. You know, it's not to say impossible, but
ghost movers, like people who died and their profession during
two ghosts in a truck.
Ghosts in a truck, exactly. That you hire these people to get the job done. Even when you don't want things to move, they'll do it for you.
Right.
All right. So there's some little ghost news for everyone out there. All right. Joe, where do you want to go?
Oh, boy. It's me already?
Yeah. Yes, where do you want to go?
I loved that. That was great.
Yes, Joe.
So, okay, let me find the one that'll start us off the best. So Pelosi.
Yeah, that's Pelosi.
Paul Pelosi's been in the news.
Yes.
Pelosi and his evening entertainment.
Yeah, twice now in recent happenings. And here, let me grab this one. This might be a good one because these are the sort of normie folks. Yeah, he's been in the news a couple times in the last couple months, and both times for being hammered. That's a lame joke. Basically, Nancy Pelosi's husband was beaten with a hammer, apparently.
Oh, really?
Or was he?
I know, dude. I at first it was reported so benign, like, oh man, this crazy guy broke in, and the whole thing is starting to become a giant conspiracy. It's incredible.
Give us an email at ourbigdumbmouth@gmail.com. Check out obdmpod.com for all the social media and donation links.